Tensions are rising in one of the most contested regions on the planet. Just days ago, China made an aggressive move against the U.S. Navy, escalating fears of a potential conflict in the South China Sea. Why is this happening? What does it mean for global stability? And could this be the spark that ignites a larger confrontation? Stay tuned, because this story is unfolding right now, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The South China Sea has long been a hotspot for geopolitical tensions, but recent events have taken things to a new level. With over $3 trillion in trade passing through these waters annually, this isn't just a regional issue, it's a global one. Today, we'll explain what's happening, why it matters, and what could come next. From military standoffs to economic implications, this story has it all. So, let's get into the details and understand why the world is watching this situation so closely. We need to look at the bigger picture to understand why this latest incident is so significant. The South China Sea is a strategic waterway, rich in natural resources like oil and gas. But more importantly, it's a critical route for international trade. China claims nearly 90% of the sea, but countries like Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, and Taiwan also have overlapping claims. Over the years, China has been building artificial islands and militarizing them, despite international criticism. The U.S., on the other hand, has been conducting freedom of navigation operations to challenge China's claims. This has led to several close encounters between the two superpowers, but the latest incident has taken things to a new level. So, what exactly happened this time? Let's dive into the details of the recent confrontation. According to reports, a U.S. Navy destroyer was conducting a routine patrol in the South China Sea when it was approached by a Chinese warship. The Chinese vessel allegedly came dangerously close, forcing the U.S. ship to take evasive action to avoid a collision. This kind of aggressive behavior is rare, and it's raising serious concerns about the potential for miscalculation. Experts say this incident is part of a broader pattern of China asserting its dominance in the region. In fact, over the past decade, China has significantly increased its military presence in the South China Sea, deploying advanced missile systems, fighter jets, and even aircraft carriers. The U.S., meanwhile, has been stepping up its patrols to counterbalance China's growing influence. This latest confrontation is a clear sign that tensions are reaching a boiling point. But what does it mean for the rest of the world? Let's explore the global implications. The South China Sea isn't just a regional issue, it's a global one. Over 1/3 of the world's shipping passes through these waters, carrying everything from electronics to oil. If tensions escalate, it could disrupt global trade, leading to higher prices and economic instability. Beyond economics, there's also the risk of a military conflict. The U.S. and China are the two largest military powers in the world, and a confrontation between them could have catastrophic consequences. Some analysts are calling this the most dangerous flashpoint in international relations today. Experts warn that the situation is becoming increasingly volatile. As one analyst put it, "We're playing with fire in the South China Sea." So, what's driving China's aggressive behavior? Let's take a closer look at their motivations. China's actions in the South China Sea are driven by a combination of strategic, economic, and nationalistic factors. Strategically, controlling the South China Sea would give China a significant advantage in any potential conflict with the U.S. or its allies. Economically, the region's resources could fuel China's growing economy for decades to come. But there's also a strong nationalist element at play. For many Chinese citizens, the South China Sea is seen as an integral part of their country's territory. Any perceived challenge to China's claims is seen as an attack on its sovereignty, which makes it a highly sensitive issue for the Chinese government. Understanding these motivations is key to predicting what China might do next. But how is the U.S. responding to these challenges? Let's take a look at the American strategy. The U.S. has been clear about its commitment to maintaining freedom of navigation in the South China Sea. In addition to regular patrols, the U.S. has been strengthening its alliances with countries in the region, like Japan, Australia, and the Philippines. These partnerships are seen as a counterbalance to China's growing influence. But the U.S. is also walking a fine line. While it wants to deter Chinese aggression, it also wants to avoid escalating tensions to the point of conflict. This balancing act is becoming increasingly difficult as China becomes more assertive. So, what's next? Could we see a de-escalation, or is this just the beginning of a larger confrontation? Let's explore the possible scenarios. There are a few possible paths this situation could take. One possibility is that both sides will step back from the brink, using diplomacy to ease tensions. Another possibility is that the situation will continue to escalate, leading to more frequent and dangerous confrontations. Some experts even warn that a small incident, like a collision between ships, could spiral out of control, leading to a full-blown crisis. The stakes are incredibly high, and the world is watching closely to see what happens next. Ultimately, the future of the South China Sea will depend on the actions of both the US and China. But one thing is clear: this is a situation that could have far-reaching consequences for the entire world. So, there you have it, the latest on the escalating tensions in the South China Sea. From military standoffs to global implications, this is a story that affects us all. As the situation continues to evolve, it's more important than ever to stay informed. If you found this video informative, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And be sure to subscribe to our channel for more updates on this and other important stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.